Good day, everyone. For this presentation, we will be talking about the nursing theorist Betty M. Neuman and her contributions in the nursing world. We are the Group 3, composed of Dacalos, Dagumbal, and Dalen. This would be the flow of the presentation. First would be the biography, which includes her early life, education, nursing career and higher education, works, and awards and honors. Second would be the overview, which includes the Neumann system model. And lastly would be the meta-paradigm, which would include major concepts, sub-concepts, and the four meta-paradigms. Betty M. Newman's biography. Betty Neuman was born in 1924 on a farm near Lowell, a southern Ohio village near the West Virginia border. Growing up in a farm, this later encouraged her to help people who are in need. She had one older brother and a brother who was younger, which makes her the middle child among her siblings. In addition to being an accomplished musician who played the organ, her mother was a self-educated midwife, and Betty was always fascinated by the work that took her away from home many days and nights. Betty's father was a farmer who became ill and died at the age of 36. The responsibility of caring for him fell to Betty at times, and that experience and her mother's midwifery created her interest in nursing. She credits her rural life for teaching her self-reliance and the value of responsibility that guided her on her later career path. Betty attended the same one-room schoolhouse that her parents had attended and was thrilled when she went to a high school that had a library. She was a good student and was always interested in the study of human behavior. Her first job after high school was an aircraft instrument technician during World War II. She later joined the Cadet Nursing Corps, a program supervised by the United States Public Health Service that provided accelerated nursing education to alleviate the shortage of nurses during the war. After 18 months of training, she received her RN diploma and graduated with honors at People's Hospital School of Nursing in Akron, Ohio in 1947. After a trip to California to visit relatives with her mother and two brothers, Betty decided to stay and start her career out west. During that time, she worked in a variety of capacities. She was a hospital staff and head nurse at the Los Angeles County General Hospital. She was also a school nurse, industrial nurse, and clinical instructor at the University of Southern California Medical Center, Los Angeles. In 1957, she received a baccalaureate or Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree from UCLA with a double major in public health and psychology with honors. Amidst her hectic life as a nurse, she also managed to work as a fashion model and learned to fly a plane. She got married, supported her husband's medical practice, and had their daughter in 1959. She also earned a master's degree in mental health public health consultation in 1966 from the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA, School of Nursing graduate program. After her graduation, she was hired as a department chair in the UCLA School of Nursing graduate program. Neuman developed the first community mental health program for graduate students in the LA area from 1967 to 1973. After many years of teaching in the UCLA graduate nursing program, Neuman earned a doctorate in clinical psychology from Pacific Western University in 1985. As pioneers of nursing roles in mental health, Dr. Neuman and Donna Aquilina were the first two nurses to develop nurse counselor positions in the Los Angeles Community Crisis Center. She went on to open a private practice as a marriage and family therapist, specializing in Christian counseling, and as a fellow of the American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy and of the American Academy of Nursing. Until 2009, she was a director of the Neuman Systems Model Trustees Group Incorporated that she established in 1988, and still attends as a consultant. The trustees group was created to preserve and maintain the message of her nursing theory for the healthcare community. In 1970, Betty Neuman designed a nursing conceptual model to expand students' understanding of client variables beyond the medical model. Her teaching programs at UCLA paved the way for developing her nursing model. During those times, she did not write a book, but made her concepts known to Joan Riel Siska and Sister Callista Roy, and incorporated them in their 1971 book, Conceptual Models for Nursing Practice. In 1972, Neuman published a draft of her model. In this picture, we see Dr. Neuman with Sister Callista Roy. She developed and improved the concepts and published her book, The Neuman System Model: Application to Nursing Education and Practice, in 1982. The book included nursing process format and care plans, and was a total approach to client care. Further revisions were made in later editions and were published in 1989, 1995, 2002, and 2010. As a speaker and author, she spent countless hours teaching and explaining the many concepts and aspects of the model to students and professors. Dr. Neuman has also been involved in numerous publications, paper presentations, consultations, lectures, and conferences on application and use of the model. She worked as a consultant nationally and internationally concerning the implementation of the model for nursing education programs and for clinical practice facilities. Betty Neuman has done many things, including a nurse, educator, health counselor, therapist, author, speaker, and researcher. Throughout the years, she earned many awards and honors, including several honorary doctorates, and was an honorary member of the American Academy of Nursing. Some of her awards include the 1992 Honorary Doctorate of Letters in Neumann College, Aston, Pennsylvania, the 1993 Honorary Member of the Fellowship of the American Academy of Nursing, and the 1998 Honorary Doctorate of Science in Grand Valley State University, Michigan. She was honored by President Richard Rosome and Provost Dr. Lawrence Bouvet with the Walsh University Distinguished Service Medal, which is awarded to those who have contributed outstanding professional or voluntary service to others within the national, regional, or local community. In an annual Nursing Research Day sponsored by the Walsh's Phi Eta chapter of Sigma Theta Tau, Bayer School of Nursing Dean Dr. Linda Link granted Neumann with the first annual Newman Award, named in her honor, for outstanding service in the nursing profession. In this picture, we can see Dr. Neumann honored with a Distinguished Service Medal. Dr. Neumann now lives in Watertown, Ohio, and through her work still is advancing the Neumann system model. The profound effect of her work on the nursing profession is well known throughout the world. Next is the Neumann system model.
Overview of Neumann System Model. A nursing theory developed by Betty Neumann is based on the person's relationship to stress, the response to it, and reconstitution factors that are progressive in nature. The Neumann system models present a broad, holistic, and system-based method to nursing that maintains a factor or flexibility. It focuses on the response of the patient systems to actual or potential environmental stressors, and the maintenance of the client system's stability through primary, secondary, and tertiary nursing prevention intervention to reduce stressors. Betty Neumann describes the Neumann systems model as a unique open system-based perspective that provides a unifying focus for approaching a wide range of concerns. A system acts as a boundary for a single client, a group, or even a number of groups. It can also be defined as a social issue. A client system in interaction with the environment delineates the domain of nursing concerns. The Neumann system models views the client as an open system that responds to stressors in the environment. The client variables are physiological, psychological, sociocultural, developmental, and spiritual. The client system consists of a basic or core structure that is protected by lines of resistance. Nursing intervention occur through three prevention modalities. First is primary prevention that occurs before the stressor invades the system. Secondary prevention that occurs after the system has reacted to an invading stressor. Tertiary prevention occurs after secondary prevention as reconstitution is being established.
The following are the major concepts of Betty Neuman's Neuman systems model. Open system is a system in which there is a continuous flow of input and process, output, and feedback. It is a system of organized complexity where all elements are in interaction. Basic structure and energy resources. The basic structure or central core is made up of those basic survival factors common to the species. These factors include the system variables, genetic features and strengths and weaknesses of the system parts. Flexible line of defense is a protective accordion-like mechanism that surrounds and protects the normal line of defense from invasion by stressors. Normal line of defense is an adaptation level of health developed over time and considered normal for a particular individual client or system. It becomes a standard for wellness deviance determination. Lines of resistance. Protection factors activated when stressors have penetrated the normal line of defense, causing a reaction symptomatology. Client variables. Neuman views the individual client holistically and considers the variables simultaneously and comprehensively. The following are the client variables. First is physiological variable, refers to the structure and functions of the body. Second is psychological variable. It refers to the mental processes and relationships. Third is social-cultural variable. It refers to the system functions that relate to social and cultural expectations and activities. Fourth is developmental variable. It refers to those processes related to development over the lifespan. Lastly is spiritual variable. It refers to the influence of spiritual beliefs.
Sub-concepts of Neumann systems model. Stressors. A stressor is any phenomenon that might penetrate both the flexible and normal lines of defense, resulting in either a positive or negative outcome. Under the stressors, there are intrapersonal, interpersonal, and extrapersonal stressors. Intrapersonal stressors are those that occur within the client system boundary and correlate with the internal environment. Interpersonal stressors occur outside the client system boundary, are proximal to the system, and have an impact on the system. Extrapersonal stressors also occur outside the client system boundaries, but are at a greater distance from the system than are interpersonal stressors. Stability. Stability is a state of balance or harmony requiring energy exchanges as the client adequately copes with stressors to attain, or maintain an optimal level of health, thus preserving system integrity. Degree of reaction. Degree of reaction is the amount of system instability resulting from stressors invasion of the normal line of defense. Entropy. Entropy is a process of energy depletion and disorganization, moving the system towards illness or possible death. Negentropy. Negentropy is a process of energy conservation that increases organization and complexity, moving the system towards stability or a higher degree of wellness. Input-output. Input-output is the matter, energy, and information exchange between the client and environment that is entering or leaving the system at any point in time. Reconstitution. Reconstitution is the return and maintenance of system stability, following treatment of stressors reaction which may result in higher or lower level of wellness. Prevention as intervention. Intervention modes for nursing action and determinants for entry of both client and nurse into the healthcare system. Under prevention, there are primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention occurs before the system reacts to a stressor. It includes health promotion and maintenance of wellness. Primary prevention focuses on strengthening the flexible line of defense through preventing stress and reducing risk factors. Secondary prevention. Secondary prevention occurs after the system reaction to stressors and is provided in terms of existing symptoms. Secondary prevention focuses on strengthening the internal lines of resistance and thus protecting the basic structure through appropriate treatment of symptoms. Tertiary prevention. Tertiary prevention occurs after the system has been treated through secondary prevention strategies. Its purpose is to maintain wellness or protect the client system reconstitution through supporting existing strength and continuing to preserve energy.
The following are Betty Neuman's definition for the nursing meta-paradigm. First is human being. Human being is viewed as an open system that interacts with both internal and external environment forces or stressors. The human is in constant change, moving toward a dynamic state of system stability or toward illness of varying degrees. Second is the environment. The environment is a vital arena that is relevant to the system and its function. The environment may be viewed as all factors that affect and are affected by the system. In Human Systems Model, identifies three relevant environments: internal, external, and created. The internal environment exists within the client system. All forces and interactive influences that are solely within boundaries of the client system make up this environment. External environment exists outside the client system. Created environment is unconsciously developed and is used by the client to support protective coping. Third is health. In humans nursing theory, health is defined as a condition or degree of system stability and is viewed as a continuum from wellness to illness. When system needs are met, optimal wellness exists. When needs are not satisfied, illness exists. When the energy needed to support life is not available, death occurs. Lastly is nursing. The primary concern of nursing is to define the appropriate action in situations that are stress-related or in relation to possible reactions of the client or the client system to stressors. Nursing interventions are aimed at helping the system adapt or adjust and to retain, restore, or maintain some degree of stability between and among the client system variables and environmental stressors with a focus on conserving energy.
These are the references we used for this presentation. Again, this was Group 3 of Dacalos, Dagumbal, and Dalen. We hope you learned a lot about Betty Neuman and her Neuman's system model. Thank you for listening.